Okay, so what I've got here is some Winchester 36 grain copper plated 22 long rifle ammunition, and this stuff travels at about 1,260 feet per second, and it was fired out of my Ruger Mark II pistol. Remington Thunderbolt 22 long rifle. This is a unfired cartridge, and these 5 shots were fired into gallon jugs full of ice at 30 yards, Ruger Mark II pistol. The two on the right look impressive, but really one hit the other, and that's why they're chewed up. But you basically get no expansion and no deforming of the bullet whatsoever. These bullets did not penetrate as far as the Winchester. The Winchester bullets expanded quite impressively. These Winchester bullets were fired into a fresh block of ice, just as the Remingtons were fired into their own fresh block of ice in a gallon jug at the same distance from the same gun, and these expanded, obviously because they're hollow point, but they would definitely be more effective on small game. These Winchesters penetrated further and they expanded, so they made a bigger hole, and some of them even exited the frozen block of ice. Definitely more energy being delivered there. Overall, the Winchester ammunition fouls the gun less than the Remington, and the Remingtons, I've consistently had duds with these where, you know, the round just will not fire no matter what, and you just got to eject it and go on to the next one. The Winchesters, on the other hand, once in a while, this rounded tip will jam, so, you know, you've got to help it into the chamber or jack another round into it because, you know, the gun won't continue to cycle. It's because of this wide tip. Every round has fired, but, you know, it's still frustrating when they won't cycle correctly. Preferences with ammo. The Remington is close to the most expensive. I think the Winchester is the most expensive at $13 for 333. For 333 of the Remington, I think it's $15. My favorite, Big Agitator's favorite, is the Federal 550 round pack. I have never had a dud with these. I have never had cycling problems. Like all 22 ammo, they're a little dirty. Probably the easiest to clean up after in the gun. And you get 36 grain copper plated hollow points. They don't expand as well as these Winchesters, but they always cycle. So if you want something dependable that's always going to fire, I would go with the Federal. You get 1,260 feet per second of velocity, and it's just a good deal. You get 550 rounds for $15. That's the equivalent price to 330 rounds of the Remington, which I can't even count how many duds I've had with these. In order of preference, I would rate the Federal as the highest quality and the cheapest. So that is definitely my favorite. And they don't expand as well. If you're hunting small game, you may want the Winchester if you really want the expansion. But the Federal is this round. The Winchester looks about the same, a little bit harder to cycle through the gun, that round. And the Remington, you know, it looks like it would cycle the best. A lot of duds though, and pretty pricey for something that's low quality in my opinion. So let me know if you want any other kinds of reviews on ammunition, and I'll be happy to put them up. Let me know, you know, feel free to comment about that. Thanks a lot.